today we are going to be talking travel and we're diving into some more details with my Beis small carry-on luggage. So if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about this suitcase, then just keep on watching. Hi guys, my name is Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we discuss all things fashion, luxury, and handbags. So if those are things that are interesting to you, then I hope you would do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button down below if you've not already. I really do appreciate all of your support, and I'm really excited for this new series that I am going to start recording. This is the first video in my travel diaries. As I have some trips booked for the summer, I really wanted to share how I prepare for these trips with you guys. So I wanted to include it starting from the very beginning and talking about the suitcase that I purchased to make my travels. So if you're interested in any travel content as well, then you definitely will be getting a little bit of that integrated with our luxury and handbag videos too. So seeing as how I have not gone on my trip yet, as you can see, the tags are still on this suitcase. I really wanted to give you my perspective on why I decided to go for the Beis small carry-on when of course there are many carry-on suitcases that you could be spending your money on. Well, the first thing here is that I did want to invest in a quality piece of luggage. I do plan on traveling more carry-on style as opposed to check-in bags going on in the future for a couple reasons. A lot of airlines have started to charge to check in a bag, and that's not a huge deal if you do need the space, but I do find that I'm someone who tends to overpack anyways, so this kind of gave me a push in the direction to start looking for a carry-on. Another thing too is the fact that it can be such a pain waiting to collect your checked luggage sometimes, and especially if you have, for example, a transfer in between flights, you want to be able to just walk off the plane and get where you're going, or just get to your travel destination faster. So those are some of the main reasons why I looked into getting a carry-on. Now you'll notice that I did purchase the small Beis carry-on, so I wanted to tell you what the difference was in between the small Beis carry-on and the regular Beis carry-on. So just referring to my notes here, if you were to get the regular Beis carry-on, it would retail for $319 in Canadian, and the measurements of that carry-on is 40 centimeters by 58 centimeters by 25 centimeters. And then if you compare that to the small carry-on that I have here, it retails for $292 in Canadian, and the measurements are 33 centimeters by 53.3 centimeters by 22.9 centimeters. So as you can see, that is quite a significant difference in the sizes of the suitcases. And as I said, if I wanted to use this to replace the suitcase that I would use typically, like a checked-in suitcase, then why would I go for the smaller one? Well, what I realized was the Beis carry-on actually does not fit as the carry-on size requirements for a lot of the airlines that I would be traveling with. Now, I do understand that there are a few American airlines that do have a more generous allowance in terms of the bags you can bring as a carry-on. However, I'm based in Canada and I'm looking to do a lot of traveling in Europe as well, and their regulations are not quite as generous. So I also just looked in general and I wanted to see what is the average carry-on measurements requirement, and I'll pop that on the screen here so you guys can see. And the small carry-on definitely fits those requirements. Unfortunately, it could be pushing the limit if I did go for the regular size. Now, also, I know numbers is one thing, but I wanted to give you a visual of this suitcase in comparison to another carry-on suitcase. This is the one actually that my boyfriend picked up, and it's from the brand Monos, and it was a really good buy as well. However, I was really interested in this suitcase, and that is one of the reasons why I went this way. But at least so you can see the size difference, this one is certainly smaller than what you would see as your kind of maxed out capacity carry-on luggage. Now, why did I also go for this? Well, I realized that the price on this one was actually going to work out better for me. And the reason why is I was shopping at my local Winners and I was able to find this suitcase and pick it up for $180 Canadian. For me, that certainly makes it worth it, and I was willing to invest in this piece. However, I wasn't going to do it just blindly. Though I was excited that this is going to be $180, I still wanted to make sure that I would be able to fit all of my necessities for about a 7 to 10 day travel. And typically this would be if you're going to more warm climates. If you were to be packing for, say, a 10-day trip and the climate was quite cold, then it might be a little different for you. So again, I do recommend everyone trying to see what works for them, but I was happy to say that this size did end up working for me. Now, part of the reason why that I found I was able to fit my stuff into here nicely was because of the great organization you can find within this suitcase. There are interior pockets that help you when you're separating your items, as well as it comes with 2 bags as well. So one you can use for your dirty clothes, one you can also use to put a pair of shoes or 2 in there, and I really like how that works. Another big thing for me was this comes with compression straps on the inside, as well as like a compression board as well. So even if your clothes were packed up right to the brim, or perhaps even sticking out a little bit, if you lay down the flat compression board and then put the straps over top, it really does help pack down what you have in the bag. So I found that I was able to pack all of the necessities that I would typically need, as well as a little bit extra too. Now, I also do want to mention, this is keeping in mind that I would have a carry-on as well as a personal item that I could bring as well. So if I had anything extra that I did either want to A, bring back, or B, just wanted to bring with me, I could also add a couple items into my personal item. And for example, I am a handbag lover and I love to travel with a couple of my handbags. Those are items that I would be putting in my personal item and I wouldn't just pack away in my suitcase. Now, there are a couple other cool features that I did want to show you guys on here. So this tag at the top, for example, this comes out, and if you did have a bag that you wanted to travel with, but just wanted easy access, not necessarily to hold, you can actually rope it in between here and it would sit comfortably at the front of your luggage. So if you're interested in that, that's a cool little detail. Also, I like the fact that it has a TSA approved lock at the side here, which is really nice. So you can put your zipper pulls right into the lock and then obviously use your own personal combination to ensure that no one is able to open this without your knowledge. I also like the fact that if you see here, this is their weight indicator. So if you're ever worried about overpacking or your suitcase being a little too heavy, this is also a really great feature. You can just lift it up by the handle, and if it goes red, it means that you're overweight. Now, some other things that are just kind of part of the aesthetic of the bag, but also really helps you travel with ease. I'm such a fan of these wheels at the bottom of the suitcase. It glides across the floor with ease, and I really like that. You don't have to worry about it catching on anything or getting stuck in one direction over the other. I have found that these have been really smooth as I have tested it out. And then also I really like the handle as well. There is such a comfortable grip at the bottom here. I can't even describe how it feels, but it also makes it such a joy to carry this around. It is really, really comfortable. Now, if I was to pick this up from the actual Beis website, I likely wouldn't have gone with this colorway because I am someone who loves the color pink. However, because like I said, I did pick this up at Winners, this is the only color that was available, but I also do appreciate that it does have some beige details because I am someone who likes the earth tones, browns, beiges. So I do really like the aesthetic of this bag, the design that you have kind of with the ridges here, and then also the fact that this comes in black. It just means that it might add to the longevity a bit more, as you won't be seeing scuffs as easily as you would as, for example, a light pink suitcase. So lastly, I just wanted to give you a full suitcase tour so you could see what it looks like on the inside. So here are the 2 interior zip pockets that you have, as well as the one big flap here. As you can see, there are a couple things that I do have in there, and there's plenty of space. On the opposite side here, these are the compression straps that I was mentioning, as well as the compression pad. Even in this compression pad, there is space where you could slip something in flat. So I just have, for example, one of the bags from the Beis suitcase. This says dirt bag, so I will be using this to put in my dirty clothes, keep it separate. There is also this very tiny slip pocket here, but if there's anything you wanted to fit in here, you do have a space for it here. And then I also really like how there's a dedicated spot for an air tag, which I feel I will be traveling with as well, so I know where my items are at all times. And that is pretty much it for the interior. But as you can see, considering this is a very tiny suitcase, or a carry-on, of course, there is quite a bit going on that helps you stay organized and helps you make the most of the space inside, which I really appreciate. Now for the exterior, this is the front, and I really do like the design. It says Beis here, as well as it says Beis on this piece here that we talked about that is retractable. The ridges at the front I find really aesthetic, and I do like that design. If we look at the top, it does say Beis on the handle here as well. This is the back of the suitcase. The side of the suitcase with a handle to hold at the top, but then also a handle to hold at the side with the TSA combination lock. This side here, the back, and the bottom. So that was my quick little overview, as well as kind of like unveiling of my suitcase that I am using to travel with. I would love to hear your opinions on how you travel. Are you someone who needs to check a bag because you have lots of items that you like to bring with you? Or are you someone who has been traveling with a carry-on? Let me know what you guys think of this particular suitcase. Does this entice you a little bit more to go carry on with Beis as well? Or are there some other brands that you guys know of that are your tried and true? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. Again, we are going to be doing some travel content coming up, so I am so excited to share that with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.